Now another thing when I drive, and I'm sort of swapping subjects again here, when I'm driving in these sort of wet, heavy rain conditions, there's people that try and drive at the sort of speed they would normally drive, and they don't have any lights on either. So they're kind of flying around everywhere, pulling in and out, and they don't even bother putting their lights on. I don't know if other people find this annoying, but I do. I just think, why not just put them on? Maybe it's because I'm old school, and that was the way I was taught, to be a courteous driver and that. I thought we used to be some of the best drivers in the world in the UK. It was all sort of orderly, but it seems to have sort of lost that over the last few years. It's just a bit of a free-for-all, and everyone's in a rush and nobody can be bothered, and it's just become quite selfish actually. Not just to driving, people in general I find have become a bit selfish, and they've got no time for anybody else. There's something else I noticed as well yesterday when I was jumping on the train going up to London to Portobello Road, just to have a look around the market, and I got a seat because I'm sort of on the outskirts of London, so it wasn't that busy. But coming back, I've noticed that no one would give up a seat to sort of elderly people or people with babies. They would just sit down and stare at their phones, and they're completely oblivious to anybody else that's standing up. Now they are signposted as well, so there's no excuse really. I mean, it's please give up your seat to an elderly or a mother with a child, but they don't seem to do it, which I find really. I mean, I always used to do that. Someone's bibbing at me, I'll cut across into their lane, but it's a bit mad out here today. Probably going to shout at me. No, he didn't. Keep calm and carry on, isn't that what they say? We're all going places. It's raining. Yeah, so people don't offer up their seats, do they? For whatever reason. As I say, when I was sort of young, when I was a lad, we always did that. Now my daughter, she's noticed it the same as well. She goes, her generation are kind of, I don't know what it is, they're just, I don't know, oblivious to certain things. They're very self-centred, I think, young people. Not all, a lot of them are just the same as we were growing up, but some of them are. I'll have to come over on this lane because it's a bus lane. And it's Monday to Saturday, I've just noticed. It's a Saturday today, normally Monday to Friday, but that one is Monday to Friday, so I don't want to get caught and get a ticket. And that one over there, on the left. You got to have eyes on your back of your head. Here's another one, he's rushing around behind me now, and he's got no lights on. No, he's turned on. The end of the bus lane, so I'll come over now. Well, I'm glad this is the only job I've got to do today, because I hate driving with these conditions. It's just so much more hassle. You've got to have eyes, you've got to be, looking everywhere, people pulling out, and like I say, they'll come out round behind you, and because you've got no lights on, you don't even notice them. It's heavy rain and your mirrors are steamed up. It's hard to see people, and it's also a lot slower as well. The traffic all seems to go a lot slower when it's like this. But anyway, it's the same for everybody. I'm not out all day doing deliveries like some of the Amazon guys. They have to do this all day, every day, and I do take my hat off to them for doing it. It's not an easy job. That's something else that's happened with young people. I find that they want everything sort of now, instant. So they'll just pick up a phone and send a message, and they just expect everything to be either delivered or a reply to a message instantly. Now I get this all the time in my line of work as well. Pick up a phone, message me if they're looking for some tables and chairs or a fancy castle, and if I don't get back to them straight away, I get the dreaded 4 question marks. Now that's a bugbear of mine. If you send 4 question marks to me, you ain't getting a reply. I'll tell you now, because I find it really rude. It might not be rude, but it just comes across like that to me. It's the equivalent of so you're not getting a reply. learn some manners. Please can I have, or do you have availability, was the word, but I want this, and they don't get a reply. And they often do it at weekends, but I'm obviously out delivering equipment at weekends, and I don't have time to reply to it. I've got an automated message that says, I'll get back to you later on in the week, or something like that, on Monday, and they just, oh no, they got the question marks, or they don't read it. So that's kind of the younger generation, but I suppose it's a sign of the times, really. It's just like that now, but I find it so sort of rude. It's kind of amusing in a way, really, because I don't even think they think they're, you know, they're doing anything wrong. It's just a kind of that generational thing. But I don't know. Modern technology, that's another subject we could cover. Benefits, the pros and cons. I mean, it's great in some respects, there's no denying that. I was saying yesterday in a video I made, Portobello, I kind of knew the route where I was going, but you can go onto Google Maps and just double check it, and it will make sure you're going down the right road. I mean, before, you either brought a yellow pages with you, not yellow pages, an A to Z, or you just had to sort of guess it. If you're good at directions, that's all fine, but my sense of direction is not the best in the world. So sat-navs, you know, Google Maps and what have you, have been a bit of a godsend, really. They've made things so, they have simplified things. But that's the upside of it. The downside is people are just obsessed with phones, aren't they? Really, never off them. Sometimes I look at videos on YouTube from the 80s and that, and you just see people out enjoying themselves. Not a phone in the world. And most of the comments you get in these on these videos are people saying how great it was just to look at people out enjoying themselves without being obsessive, looking at their phones, and no interaction, is there, really? And I think it's going to get even worse, because during COVID, the lockdown, I spoke to a guy that runs a nursery, and he told me that the babies have no interaction with adults because they, at their very formative years, infants, they weren't seeing anybody, and everyone they did see had a mask on, so there was no that facial expression goes a long way, doesn't it, in formative years. And he said he can see it now. He runs a nursery, and he can see it now with children that came through that COVID lockdown. And he said it was a terrible thing, and he reckons it's going to really come to prominence in the next few years when people realise that people have a dysfunction in certain areas, and it's probably because of that. But anyway, that's me having my little chat, my little rant into the camera. Just not so much rants really as observations on certain things. But anyway, I've got my tables and chairs. I'm going to deliver them now to my mate Lee, and then back home for some lunch, and that's it. Anyway, let's get the tables and chairs out. And I have been to this job before. I've loaded them up and brought them in, so it'd be the same sort of setup. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, listening to me ranting on. And if you did, like I say, if you've got any other subjects you'd like me to talk about, drop them in the comments below and I'll see if I can cover them. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.